Hello and welcome back to my vlog series. This is Emma, a tour leader across the Nordic region. The last week has been crazy. I ended one tour in Oslo and then started the next one in Helsinki with only 48 hours at home. Here you can see Oslo on the last day of my first tour for the year. It was an incredibly foggy day, and I remember that the guide said that they had never seen anything like it. I made it home to Bergen, and I got to walk around the city and do some tours, which was really nice. Bergen was cloudy as ever, which was really frustrating because it had been sunny just before I got there, and then it was sunny just as I left. But while I was there, of course, it was raining heavily. Here you can see the historic harbour of Bergen, and you can just see a tiny sprinkling of snow on the background. During my time in Bergen, it was a little strange. I was very unwell from my previous tour, having some sort of bad flu, so I didn't really feel up to doing anything. I actually spent the first day sitting at home. On the second day, we had quite a unique time because I got photographed for the local newspaper. I thought it was just going to be an ad or a small article, but it ended up being on the cover. You can see just how incredible the clouds are over Bergen. The historic area of Bergen is definitely my favourite place to visit in the city. Whenever I'm away from Bergen for long periods of time, I feel myself missing it, because this was the first place I ever saw in Europe, and it's the place where I work every single day. I think I've been here thousands of times, so to go weeks without seeing Bergen just makes me so sad and so eager to get home. Walking down the alleys, especially in winter, I just love the feeling of having it all to myself. Bergen is of course a UNESCO World Heritage Area, a series of wooden warehouses that have stood for over 300 years. I was impressed to see that they're currently fixing up Bergen. They have lifted up the building and they're replacing the foundations. It is so cool to watch all the work. I hadn't seen this before, so they had obviously done it while I was away. But it was now time to leave and make my way to Helsinki. On the first day with the group, we actually take them across to Tallinn in Estonia. During our time in Tallinn, we take a guided walking tour, firstly starting up at Toompea Castle. Here you can see the Estonian Parliament building, as well as the Orthodox Church. And then I give them a couple hours of free time before we take the ferry back to Helsinki. Tallinn is definitely one of the most underrated cities in all of Europe. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, just like Bergen and Bergen. This one is on the UNESCO World Heritage list because it is one of the best preserved medieval cities in Europe. Only 10% of the city was damaged during World War II, so a lot of buildings from the 1400s and 1500s remain intact. The town is just so interesting to look at, and I could spend so long walking around Tallinn. I promise one day I will make a video walking around the city just so you can see how beautiful it is. We finished our guided tour at Tallinn Town Hall, the building that you can see straight ahead. On our next full day together, we had a tour in Helsinki. It was such a beautiful sunny day, but it was so bitterly cold. You can see a fresh dusting of snow on the ground. We visited Helsinki Cathedral, which is the main Lutheran cathedral in the city. It overlooks the whole city, and I would argue that it is the most recognizable building in all of Helsinki. My group decided that they wanted to go inside the cathedral, and while I personally find it a little disappointing, I of course wanted to go with them. The reason I find it disappointing being that I feel it's very empty inside, but you can be the judge yourself. Compared to the Orthodox cathedrals, which are so lavish once you get inside. During our tour, we also went to the Rock Church. The Rock Church is a relatively unique building in Helsinki. It's from the 1960s. Basically, it is, as the name suggests, a church that has been carved out of rock, mostly by blasting. I hope you enjoyed this video I did showing my trip across 4 cities in only 5 days. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos all over Northern Europe. Thank you so much for watching.